Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to American Falls by Lancyboi. Happy Monday. Indeed, it is Monday, beginning of the week. Oh, Monday blues. A case of the Mondays. Yeah. Well, I hope you all had a good weekend. I hope it lasted longer than mine. It seems like I don't really believe I had a weekend. I think we had a time shift because it didn't feel like 2 days. Anyways, we need to get cracking on our grass field. We want to get this thing mowed. I suppose mowed, windrowed, and baled before the end of the day. So let's do that. I want to welcome, hello. Welcome to the channel, Paulo Eduardo. Thanks for your subscription. Much appreciated. Let's see what we can accomplish here today. Yeah. Okay. Let's get her done. What is the top speed of this mower? 14 miles an hour. That's not too shabby. So this weekend was a pretty simple weekend for me. Really didn't have much to do this weekend. I did end up wrapping up watching Fallout. I don't know if any of you have checked out that show on Amazon. Not too bad, actually. I actually quite enjoyed it overall. I have some questions. I'm waiting for my kids to finish watching it so that I can ask them. I'm that dad. So, and I know they love it, but I try to avoid asking them the obvious stuff. I'll look that up on Google if I have to. But I try to ask them questions that, sometimes I even try to ask them questions that I think they'll be proud that I asked. Like deep cut lore kind of stuff, Like, wow, Dad asked me about the history of the night, and wow, like something that'll impress them. It's one of the few times or opportunities I have to actually impress my children. So I'm going to try and do that. It's pathetic, I know. It's a little pathetic. What comes around goes around. I cannot tell you the number of times as a parent I have looked back at my childhood, and I have come to the realization that everything I put my parents through has come around to me, different things, not always the same things, but yet somehow or other, I would say fairly well matched. Makes me wonder if I were to go back and be a model child, if I were Beaver Cleaver, if I were Greg Brady. Actually, Greg Brady wasn't a model child, was he? He got into that Johnny Bravo business. Do you remember? Do you remember Johnny Bravo? It's classic. Oh man, the Brady Bunch. Yeah. The movies are kind of funny. The first movie I thought was pretty funny. I think funnier than the second one, but I can't remember. Honestly, I actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if I can remember. Was it the second movie or the first movie where Greg started developing feelings for Marcia? Oh man. Anyways, yeah. What are you gonna do? It's getting dark quickly. I really didn't want to do this in the dark. I know I don't want to windrow in the dark. That is for sure. I have hard enough time windrowing when I can see what I'm doing, let alone have to do it in the dark. I suppose we could put up some floodlights, but I don't think those things are super cheap, so my neighbors will wonder what in the world's going on. Oh, come on, Brad, stop hitting the course play, man. Speaking of not knowing what's going on, so I, the other day, went into, we've got a local, I guess it's kind of a coffee shop, you know, but they sell a lot of beans. I guess that's their thing, is they sell beans. And Schul's Coffee, Schuils. I think I've talked about that before. Anyways, I stopped in there the other day because I was, oh, you know what? That's the last time. That's the last time that's gonna happen. Open HUD with mouse. So I stopped in there the other day because I was needing some decaf. I have been trying very hard to be a good boy and only drink decaf in the afternoons and evenings. Now, I went in there, and the lady at the counter and I got to talking a little bit, and we only talked about decaf. We didn't discuss any other regular caffeinated coffee. We just talked about decaf. I asked her opinion, her suggestions, what I was looking at, what I was looking for, her recommendations, and indeed we came to the joint conclusion that I should pick up something called the Big Wave blend. They have it in both decaf and regular, okay? And I said, well, let me grab a pound of the decaf Big Wave. And she's like, okie dokie. But just when that happened, the other girl that was working there interrupted her and had a question for her about something. I have no idea what. Doesn't matter. It was unrelated. And then I could tell that the girl that was helping me kind of stopped for a second, and I think she pondered if she should ask me again what I wanted, or if it would be rude to do so and for her just to try and remember what I wanted. I don't know. I was waiting for her to ask. I was hoping she would ask. I'm going to hit that. But she didn't. Alas, she did not. She apparently remembered. Yeah, this is taking forever and it's getting dark. So I just let it go. And she went and she got my beans. And she had to go to the back room. She came out with my bag of my beans, and she's like, sets them on the counter, and she's like, okay, you know, here's I don't know whatever it was, $13-14 or something like that. And then so I paid for it, and then she hands me the bag and she goes, here you go, enjoy your Big Wave. And she didn't say enjoy your decaf Big Wave. She just said, enjoy your Big Wave. And I paused, and I honestly considered, oh, I love that. And I honestly considered saying decaf, right? Like jokingly. But then at that time, I also felt like it was it would come across kind of weird. So I didn't say it. And I just left with my bag. And on my way home, I really regretted not saying something like confirming the decaf part of the transaction. But I thought, you know what? She knows. That's all we talked about. She knows that it's decaf, right? I think there's a better than 60... I'm going to say 65% maybe chance that it's not decaf. And she gave me the real stuff. She gave me the juiced coffee. She gave me the percolated juiced coffee. And I can't say for sure. I really can't say for sure. But I've been drinking it. And I kind of feel like I'm getting some caffeine in me when I drink it. And I don't drink a lot of coffee, so it doesn't take a lot for me to feel that caffeine kick in. Would you guys have asked? Would you have said something? Would you have said, okay, here's the other thing. But here's the dealio, though, that makes me think that maybe it is decaf. She did write on the bag, decaf, Big Wave. So she actually did write the correct coffee on there. Man, this is not going to be pretty. So that kind of makes me think that I should be okay. Would you have asked her? Would you have looked for confirmation? Or even, and normally I would not have said anything. Except for the fact that she said, enjoy your Big Wave. She didn't say enjoy your decaf Big Wave. She wasn't specific. Kind of bugs me. I've had this problem before, like at McDonald's, and here's your Coke and your fries, Diet Coke, right? Oh shoot, I'm sorry. No, let me get you a diet, like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I have concerns. I have concerns about how I am doing this particular windrowing action. That's where my concerns are right now. You know what? I don't care if it's not pretty, as long as I get majority bailed. It's not the end of the world if we have to come back and do this. Honestly, if we have to come back in the morning, it's just the sooner we do it, the sooner we get the bales fermenting. But I don't think it's really going to matter at the end of the day, because I don't think we're going to sell them until at least a month from now, I think. But you know what? We're gonna onward and upward, onward and stinking upward. I should have sent Chad to get my coffee, is what I should have done. That way, if it was messed up, I could come down on him. I could blame him. But I have to blame myself if it's messed up. I think she got it. I think it was just a simple way for her to say it, instead of saying, enjoy your decaf, because decaf still has a bit of a stigma to it. I don't really understand it anymore. Like, I think more and more people are drinking it. It's getting to be a much tastier coffee. In fact, the higher end decafs are actually really, quite frankly, are pretty much, you can't even tell. And but maybe she felt like I didn't want, maybe she felt like I didn't want the other people in the shop to know I was buying decaf. Made me, emasculate me. That would have actually been a pretty interesting thing if she would have said, enjoy your decaf Big Wave, and if I would have said, ma'am, next time I would appreciate it if you wouldn't emasculate me in front of everybody in this stinking shop. Okay? It's bad enough that I'm buying your stinking decaf, but you have to announce it to the world, you know? It's like going to the pharmacy and getting, you know, the special blue pills. You know what I'm talking about? The blue pills? You know what I'm talking... Well, maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. But dudes, you know, dudes don't want that announced. You know, they don't want that. They don't want that business all across. It's like you go to the grocery store or go to Walmart, right? And you got a list. You're buying a bunch of stuff. I think we've all been there. And you get to the old checkout. And sure enough, it's the one thing they can't scan, they can't find a price for, is the feminine products. So they have to, you know, get on the horn. Attention, price check on, you know, double winged, you know, the double wing, is that what they call them? The double wingers? I don't even know what they are anymore. All I remember seeing is double wings on one of them, which I thought was actually kind of cool that they were called double. I think they're called double wings. Don't know what I'm talking about. I think I've actually gotten to the point where I may have lost it. But you know, you want your business, your business. I'm generally a reasonably open dude, and I don't care. I really don't care, because the way I figure it is, we've all been there. You know, we've all been there. It's like tripping and falling on a sidewalk. We've all done that. We've all missed a step on a stair and look like a complete idiot because we do that air step. You know what I'm talking about? You think that there's one more step, but there's not. So you do the kind of that big air step looking thing, and you look like kind of like you're a mental case kind of thing. And you look around because you just praying nobody saw that business, right? You take a header on ice, and you're just like, oh, please, 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 please. This hurts so bad, but I'm not going to show pain. Because for some reason, showing pain is more embarrassing than the fall itself. I don't know. I know with my kids, when they were young, I learned a trick, and I don't know how I picked this trick up. I think it started with, you know, the dad thing where you just want your kids to be kind of tough. You know, you want your boys to be kind of tough, right? It's still a thing. And I learned early on that if my kids fell, this worked really well with my oldest. And I don't even think he ever figured it out. In fact, I'm certain he didn't. But if he would take a header, he would look at me and his mom first. Okay? That's the first thing. It's not the immediate... If he started immediately crying, he was hurt. Guaranteed he actually was hurt. Like, there was some actual physical pain, probably even blood. Okay? But if he fell and the first thing he did was look at me or his mom, then it didn't hurt. He was looking to see if he could get something out of it. And that's when I learned early on as a parent that when your kid falls and they do the look, then you're just like, yeah, get up, buddy. Tough guy. Rub it off. Everything was fine. Instantly back to playing. Instantly back to playing. You know, but the mom, you know, because they're moms. Oh, And I do this with Chad too, by the way. I haven't told him this, but he's the same way. Chad is exactly like this. But the mom would be like, "Oh, are you okay? Aw." And then just oh man, the waterfall came, you know, the big alligator tears started coming down, you know. But if I got to him first and I could get the, there you go, buddy, nice wipeout, you know, totally fine. I mean, what a massive, right, difference in outcome it was. And that just fascinated me. It absolutely fascinated me. And I remember telling my wife, it's like, watch this. Next time it happens, you watch. I'm going to play the, you know, get some good wipeout. And you watch what happens. And she's like, oh, whatever, you know, the old eye roll, whatever. And I'd do it. And then she'd kind of roll her eyes, you know, like she didn't care, you know. And it never stopped her in the future from doing the whole, oh, come here, buddy. Come here, let me look. And I'll tell you, there's no going back. There's no coming back from it. Once the sympathy kicks in, you can't override it. I couldn't override it. So if she got to him first and said, "Oh, buddy, come here, let me look. Are you okay?" Too late. I couldn't, even if I tried. Like, "Oh, he's fine. He's a tough guy. He's fine." Nope, because he already knew. He had her where he wanted her. You know? At the very least, it was going to be the old big hug. You know, bring it up later for some ice cream. You know, get a Band-Aid for a non-bleeding wound because, you know, because you got physical evidence then, and you can just use that later. It's just, I got a kick out of it. My youngest, on the other hand, he was too smart for all that nonsense. He defaulted. He flat out defaulted to the pain train, and because I think he figured out. I think he saw it, and I think he figured it out, and he thought, you know what? What's the point of, you know, having to do the dad thing with buck it up? I'm just gonna default to the woe is me, you know, because I'm gonna get something for it, which is pretty smart on his part. I get it. Respect for that. He's a smart little dude. What are we doing? There we go. So respect, but maybe that's why it's helpful to be the younger, you know, the baby of the family, or at least not the first, because you can kind of sit back and watch what works. If you're pretty close to each other, you know, as far as age goes, you can kind of sit back and see what's working for your older sibling. We're going to do 150, and I think we're good. There's a mod, actually, I just remembered. I don't know if I have it installed. I don't know, I have the doors on my mind. There's a mod that allows you to empty your round balers when the game won't let you, you know, because how the game doesn't really let you do stuff like that. I'm not sure if I have that enabled or not. We're going to find out maybe. But let's get it on. Let's just get this on. I think I still have the round baler installed. Round baler mod. Oh, I do indeed. I do not have auto drop on. Should probably do that. Oh, yeah. Unload. Oh, reverse. That's got to be satisfying to dump that big bale out. Oh, I kind of... we may have to come back and pick up some goodness that I may have missed here. Oh, yeah, we got a little bit of nonsense here. We're making pretty good time. We're making pretty good time. This may not have been the prettiest job of windrowing, but I think it's sufficient to get the job done. Oh, I know it's not my land. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. No shoot, Sherlock, right? I think that's one of my favorite sayings. There's some good sayings, and I think we all get so used to saying them that they're just not that great anymore. But if you sit and think about some of the old sayings that have been around forever, they are pretty classic. Like, who's the first person that used no Sherlock? Wouldn't that be amazing to find out who the first person was? Like, legitimately the first person on Earth, not the person that lays claim to it, you know, like, oh, I made that up. I want to know the person. I think that's one thing. Like, I think it's questions like that. You get to asking yourself, like, okay, when I get to heaven and I can ask any question I want, you know, people are always like, yeah, well, did Lee Harvey Oswald, kill Kennedy? Did he really shoot him? And you start thinking about all these conspiracies and things like that. But not me, man. I mean, I think those are cool questions, and I would want to know. But I want questions answered like who's the first person that said no Sherlock? Who is that? That person deserves credit. And I think it would be really sweet to be able to, like, because I'm going to make an assumption, and I know what that means, but I'm going to do it anyways, that it's limitless. Okay, you get an unlimited number of questions. It's not like the genie thing where you get the 3 rubs. You get an unlimited number of questions, plus, I'm going to guess, since it's heaven, that nothing is impossible. And I think it would be like next level VR. Like, I'll give you an example because I'm probably not making any sense. I think it would be sweet to be able to say, hey, God, I want to go back, and I don't know why this comes to mind. I think because I just installed the NASA app on my Apple TV, and I've been watching some of their shows on their app. It's a free app. They have some pretty cool stuff on there. Anyways, I think it would be cool to say, hey, God, I want to go back and I want to relive Apollo 13, when they had that when Tom Hanks was going to space. You know which one I'm talking about. And, they did the old regen on their tanks, and they went boom. And, they didn't know if they were going to be able to bring these astronauts back. And Tom Hanks was one of the astronauts, and he was super cool about it. I love Tom Hanks. I think it's awesome that he was an astronaut, too. I mean, come on. Great actor and an astronaut? Oh, giddy up. Anyways, I think it would be sweet to be able to say, hey, God, I want to live that. I want to be there. Because like I said, I think anything's possible in this scenario. So why not ask for the big stuff? Why not ask for the impossible? Right? Why not? At least take a swing, you know? I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Is God's going to say, really not into that, doing that, you know? Plus, it doesn't really make sense because then you're a fourth dude. There's not enough room in the capsule. And, you know, and then I would say, well, you know, kick out, I don't know, was it Jim Lovell was one of them? I don't know what their names are. Tom Hanks and Jim Lovell and somebody else. I'd say, look, man, kick one of them out then. I'll be that dude, you know? And maybe that just wouldn't work. I don't know. Or just be there when something happens in the crowd. Like actually witness the Hindenburg. Or better yet, because you can't get hurt. I mean, you're in heaven, you're dead. So be on, like, let me take a cruise on the Titanic. You know? Let's have a version that didn't sink. And I want to take like a couple-week cruise on the Titanic. And then maybe, you know, maybe have it sink. You know? Why not? You're already dead. You're not going to get hurt any worse. But you could experience it just the way it happened. No stinking Disney park crapola or VR stuff. You know, the real deal, the real McCoy, as the kids say. Wouldn't that be amazing? You find yourself on the deck of the Titanic, and you're just like, wow. Not sure I should have requested this one. But you get to experience exactly as it happened. And maybe those kind of things might work out better because obviously using the Apollo 13 thing as an example, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't work out so much. But there we go. Sky's the limit. Sky is the limit. There's no, you know, physics and all this other stuff out the door. Oh. Not quite enough. Oh, we're gonna finish this bale off though. We've got a little bit more here. Come on, baby. Come to Papa. Just a little bit more, and we're gonna call it good. There you go. I think we can call this. Yeah, I know, Mr. Beeps. I think we're gonna call this, 'cause I don't think we have enough to scrounge up for anything worthwhile. Is that like a... Oh, that's a bush. We'll grab this for next time. Give us a little bit of a head start. Why not? You know, why not? All right. Dunzo. Let's get out of Dodge. Oh, is that... Oh, no. We still have... Whoa, Brad. I'm seeing some more goodness over here. I mean, I'm in a hurry, but... we still got some stuff. Scoot this bale out of the way. Yeah, we got all that goodness, and we got a little bit over here. And that bale's in my way, so I'm just going to push it. Because that's realistic. glanced. I went out to. I was told I could see some UFL. What is it? The United Football League. I was told that if on Sundays, if I went out to like ABC and whatnot, I'd see a game. Well, I didn't see any game today, but I did come across ladies golf, and I gotta tell you, it's golf chicks got it going on. You know, it's usually not my thing. You know, golf's not my bag, usually. I'm not the biggest golf fan. So I stayed and watched that a little while, you know. No football, but what are you going to do? Let's go inside. Let's go inside the cabber and let's see if we can finagle this a little bit better. Oh, no. Too sharp, Brad. Too sharp. You're overcompensating. There you go. Shove it in there. Shove that baler in there. There you go. All right. Giddy up on that. And let's get our whatever you call this thing, a wrapper. Let's get our wrapper on. Let's go. Let's get the Euro milk, right? What's that say? The Scorpio. This is the Euro milk. It's got to be milk. It's got to be Euro milk. We need to unfold it, I do believe. And let's get some. Kind of forgot to check, see if we could empty our baler out some more. The Scorpio, yes, EM. Euro milk. Oh my gosh, I think it just dawned on me. I think it just dawned on me why it might be called Euro milk. Because it wraps bales, and bales are used for what? Wrapping bales are used for silage. Silage is used for feeding cows. Cows produce meat. That's why they call this Euro milk. Just kidding. Maybe it should be called Euro meat, not Euro milk. Come on, get on there. Not too many. We've only got half a dozen or so to do all together, I think. Get these bad mama jambas wrapped up. And that way we can call this a night. We'll probably end up stocking or storing these things over with the rest of our bales until the time draws nigh for selling. Celebratory stogie is in order for the fine work we have done this Monday. Do a little inside camera action. Let me make sure I got my stogie lit well. Excuse me, and lined up properly in the ashtray configuration as to not... Stogie butts are big butts. You don't want those things just falling anywhere. Come on, baby. Yeah. Don't fail me now, Euro milk. Don't fail me now. I bet it's beautiful out at night here. This has got to be... What is it? It's 59 degrees. A nice cool September evening. Oh yes, you gotta love getting into the fall time. No doubt. This would be like sitting in the, you're sitting in your tractor, got the windows open because it's nice and cool, got the smell of fresh cut grass. Maybe you've got a hot beverage with you, maybe an AWB, whatever it might be, Got some tunes. You got some radio blaring. Yes. This would be the job. Maybe some beacon action. Oh, I don't think I have realistic beacons turned on. Yeah, it's not very exciting beacon action. Ooh, hello. Is that one, I believe... Oh, and you too, huh, buddy? We need a light on the front of Euro Milk to light up that bale part right there. Is that one way back yonder? Yeah, she's good. Okay. Yeah, if there was a light right, like this guy right here, or right back here, a nice bright LED, it'd be a lot easier to see your bale alignment. One more, I believe, and we are going to put a wrapper on this job. I should add the flipper, the bale flipper onto our Euro Milk. Except it's a lease job, so I guess we probably can't. Not until we actually own it. Alright, that's going to wrap it up for our grass work. It's going to wrap it up for September. Thanks everyone for joining me. As always, I certainly appreciate it. Would appreciate a like if you enjoyed the episode. Would also appreciate if you would subscribe if you do enjoy it. That way you, part of the channel, part of the family, become a member, all that stuff. And we'll be back here again tomorrow to see what kind of mischief and what nonsense we can discuss on a Tuesday back here on American Falls. But for now, take care of yourselves, make sure you take care of each other, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye for now.